everyone, it's Liza Hilman. I'm a senior nutrition and microbiome consultant at Atlas Biomed. We make at-home test kits to check your gut bacteria. So today we're going to be talking about a really common issue and something that I get a lot of questions about, and it's bloating. So bloating is a feeling of increased pressure in the gut that might be accompanied by a visible protrusion, aka the food baby. So I do want to say that some bloating is absolutely normal, especially after a large meal or a high-fibre meal. So not all bloating is bad. There are two types of bloating, continuous and intermittent. Continuous bloating is the one that is really always present. Most of the time it's present. And it's the one that it's, you don't really know exactly why it's happening. It's kind of like no matter what you eat, no matter what time of the day it is, you might be feeling bloated. So this type of bloating is best managed by your GP. The other one, the intermittent bloating, is more common. And it's usually happening in the evening and after meals. And this one can be managed with some diet modification and lifestyle changes. One of the most common reasons for bloating is visceral hypersensitivity, and it's common in people with IBS. So visceral hypersensitivity is essentially when the gut is very or hypersensitive. Let's talk about what happens in the gas when it's produced by the gut bacteria. So there could be two things can be happening to the gas. One, we can pass wind, so it exits. And another one is gas can be actually reabsorbed through the gut lining into the bloodstream. And this is where from the bloodstream we can breathe it out. So some people or people with sensitive or stressed guts, this absorption of gas is not happening very efficiently. So that's why they might be feeling extra bloated compared to people who have more kind of relaxed guts and where this absorption of gas happens better. If your bloating is ongoing, then chat to your GP to rule out any underlying issues. One of the effective things that I know a lot of people find quite useful is applying some heat, like a heat pack or a warm water bottle to your abdomen. That can help to relax the gut muscles and help the absorption of the trapped gas. Another thing that is really useful is doing some mindfulness and some kind of relaxation techniques, again, to help to relax those gut muscles, to increase the blood flow and to hopefully, as a consequence, reduce the bloating. Peppermint capsules can help to relax the gut muscles and reduce bloating as well. And movement and stretching also are really useful, reducing or preventing bloating, because our gut really like movement overall. So don't forget to get your body moving and make sure you don't sit for a very prolonged period of time, because that can actually also be triggering. In terms of dietary changes, so one of the things that can be helpful is avoiding large meals and having instead more small and frequent meals. Try to reduce the amount of juices and smoothies and instead prioritize whole fruit and maybe limit yourself to one fruit per sitting. Avoid polyols. Now, polyols are sugar alcohols. Examples are xylitol, maltitol, erythritol. They are used as low-calorie sweeteners, and they're often found in chewing gums and sports bars, sports supplements. So bear in mind that they can be triggering bloating because they're actually quite highly fermentable. The last thing is be careful with fermented foods. They also might be somewhat triggering. So a few dietary changes that might be helpful is, number one, avoid large meals and instead have smaller and more frequent meals. Try to avoid polyols. Polyols are sugar alcohols. Examples would be erythritol, xylitol, maltitol. They are quite highly fermentable, so they can trigger bloating. Another tip is try to be careful with smoothies and juices and instead prioritize whole fruit and maybe stick to one piece per sitting. And another one is be careful with fermented foods. Generally, fermented foods are really great for us, but in excess, they can also be triggering. And a few other lifestyle tips. Make sure you chew your food very well. so about 20 to 30 times. They can be really helpful to prevent bloating. Make sure you don't really wear a lot of tight clothes, because tight clothes can also be triggering. There is such thing as tight pants syndrome. Check for food intolerances with your dietitian if you suspect any food intolerances. And last one is do some mindfulness. About 10-15 minutes every morning can make wonders for your gut health and for to help to relax those gut muscles. We have a whole series of articles on our blog. The link will be in the description box below. And make sure you subscribe, because then you're automatically going to get an invite to my next webinar. So keep watching, because on the next video I'm going to be talking about diarrhea and what could be the causes and what you can do and what kind of probiotics you can take to help with diarrhea. See you soon!